This is called What Black Women Make. What do black women make? Well, we make everything cool. We make rides. We make rap songs go viral for getting young people back to school after a pro-pandemic. We handle the partners, babies, and work from home rules, something all families and women had to do, but black women, we did it while watching the world burn. What do black women make? We made $50 million movies about the African Amazons, while Hollywood glamazons refuse to nominate the weight of our stories. King Arthur's Avalon may be twice as nice as the Agoge in the afterlife, but what rest can be in peace for women who are spurned? What do black women make? History, after surviving being scrutinized for 8 years of sheer all-American perfection in a house built by slaves. Torn apart for 2,920 days, not counting the campaign. Scrutinized for the hair you were doing, the color you were born, your hips, your lips, your strength, the length of time you can hold your breath and still not have anything negative to say. What do black women make? Babies. Through the highest maternal mortality rate in the United States, 70% for every 100,000 live births. We die 3 times the rate of what a pregnant white woman's life is worth according to the CDC. And let me cite my sources because I want you to believe the institutions you built, not me. You only need me for linchpin elections. Since all of our movements save others without guaranteeing our own protection, we must make elected officials too have the election year because according to the League of Women Voters, 67% of us voted in the 2020 elections only to have all women stripped of our choice of medical election in Roe v. Wade. While Florida was being Florida, we came to Georgia's aid. Experts say again, by black women, the Democratic Party has been saved. What do black women make? 1/3 on the dollar for all that work. 38% of what a white man's pay is according to the AAU, American Association of University Women. No, it's not a basketball league, but it's a league of women professionals trying to define what it means to see progress. But it seems like we are harnessing energy while the treadmill is going backwards. We can't make this make sense and fix it and reminisce when this is the greatest we've legally ever been. We can't go back to when things were great again for us when. In 1868, when the 14th Amendment helped liberate people whom Jim Crow would not set free. Jim Crow used poll taxes, literacy tests, fraud, intimidation to keep us from the polls until the Supreme Court struck it down in 1915. And we, black women, helped white women win suffrage in 1919 while we waited another 46 years to see if America could uphold what the highest courts deemed. And it wasn't until 1965 Voting Rights Act could this country enforce one act of what freedom means. So it took 1865, 1965, 100 years after Juneteenth declared us free for us to begin to be.
Talk to him, boy. Right.
If we could charge interest on this down checks from America, we'd make a whole lot of cheese, but we can't make it make sense why we forgave the government for defaulting on our dreams. What do black women make? Not reparations. Only slave owners were able to make that. An equivalent of today's $25 million was paid in 1862 to slave owners. So 9 out of 10 white families in any room were paid damage for what my freedom would do to you. But if we get back to the matter of fact, somehow, black women embraced the teaching of a Palestinian Jew from the West Bank of Gaza who was crucified teaching us how to forgive that. What do black women make? Love. Because once we were free to vote and free to be, then in 1967 we were free to marry any race legally. What do black women make? Heroines and heroes that I won't even mention because the list is too long, but they all have 2 things in common. A history of racial tension and a thing I have been longing to mention. Black women in America make Americans. We're not just a census tract. We don't just birth people who are black. Not someone who will be denied being called that, American, as if black women and men didn't birth this home while making America one of the few countries where the oppressed didn't cause a civil war in their home, but they picked up arms and ended it. And since black women make music and fashion and families and institutions in the world's greatest democracy great, let's remember the most benevolent thing that we have made is a name for ourselves.